Right now, somewhere in your body, an alarm might be going off. Not the kind you can hear, not the kind you can silence with a button. It feels like sadness, it feels like missing someone. But the real answer is far stranger. That ache you call loneliness was never designed to make you feel bad. It was designed to keep you alive. Think about the last time you felt truly alone in a room full of people. Your chest tightened. Your thoughts got sharper, almost paranoid. You scanned faces without meaning to. That is not an accident. That is a survival system, thousands of years old, still running in the background of your mind. For most of human history, being alone did not mean a quiet evening. It meant danger. A lone human on the savannah could not watch every direction at once. No one to share the night watch. No one to help carry water, fight off a predator, or split the work of staying alive. Your ancestors who felt comfortable being isolated simply did not survive long enough to pass that comfort on. So evolution did something clever. It built a warning system. When you drifted too far from your group, your brain didn't whisper a gentle suggestion to go back. It sounded an alarm. It flooded you with discomfort strong enough to override almost anything else you were doing. That discomfort is loneliness. The psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying this exact mechanism at the University of Chicago. He described loneliness not as a mood, but as a biological signal, similar to hunger or thirst. Hunger tells you your body is low on fuel. Thirst tells you your body is low on water. Loneliness, Cacioppo argued, tells you your social bonds are dangerously thin, and your body does not treat that signal lightly. Isolated humans show elevated cortisol. Their blood pressure creeps upward. Their sleep fractures into shorter, shallower cycles. Why would a feeling do all that to your body? Because for most of your evolutionary past, isolation genuinely was a physical emergency. Your nervous system still doesn't know the difference between a predator circling the group and a string of days spent without real connection. It reacts to both the same way. It puts you on alert. This is where the story gets stranger. Loneliness doesn't just make you feel bad, it changes how you see the world. Lonely individuals become more vigilant to threat. They interpret neutral faces as slightly more hostile. They wake more easily during the night, as if some ancient part of the brain is still keeping watch for danger that no longer exists. Researcher Julianne Holt-Lunstad took this further. In a massive analysis combining data from over 300,000 people, she found that chronic loneliness was linked to a higher risk of early death, comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. 15 cigarettes. Just from disconnection. That number should stop you. Not because loneliness is rare, because it is common, and your body still treats it like a crisis. So why does this alarm feel so personal? Why does it feel like something is wrong with you, specifically, instead of a universal wiring shared by every human who has ever lived? Because the alarm was never built to explain itself. It was only built to move you. Fear doesn't come with a manual. It just makes your hands shake before you understand why. Loneliness works the same way. It doesn't announce itself as an evolutionary mechanism. It just shows up as an ache and lets you fill in the meaning. There's a number that explains part of this system, and it comes from anthropologist Robin Dunbar. Dunbar studied primate brain size against group size across dozens of species and found a striking pattern. The bigger the social group an animal typically lives in, the bigger the brain region dedicated to tracking relationships. For humans, that number settles around 150 stable relationships. Not 150 best friends. 150 people whose lives you could meaningfully track. Your brain, in other words, evolved as a social tracking device first, and everything else second. Which means when your social world shrinks below what it needs, your mind doesn't just notice quietly. It reacts like something essential has gone missing. Because for almost the entire span of human history, it had. Here is the twist most people miss. Modern life didn't remove the alarm. It just changed the terrain the alarm is trying to navigate. You can be surrounded by hundreds of people, in an office, on a train, inside a group chat, and still trigger the exact same ancient signal, because the alarm was never counting bodies in a room. It was measuring something deeper: closeness, trust, the sense that if something went wrong tonight, someone would notice. Have you ever felt lonelier at a party than you did sitting by yourself at home? That is the alarm doing exactly what it was built to do. It is not measuring population density, it is measuring